Hello everybody, it's Mr. Q again. What's up? I hope you guys are staying safe and having fun. This week we have an American holiday. Do you guys know what it is? That's right, it's the 4th of July. So this week we're going to be talking about that important holiday for America, the 4th of July. You're going to learn hopefully 10 things about it. So take some notes and let's get started.
The 4th of July is a very colorful and exciting holiday.
What is the 4th of July? Well, it is the American, rather the North American Independence Day for the United States of America. Now, many countries have Independence Days like Portugal and Brazil. Brazil became independent from Portugal. Canada became independent from France. So many countries celebrate Independence Day. Of course, they're all on different days throughout the year. Ours, the American Independence Day, is celebrated on July 4th to celebrate our independence from England. And we were not an actual country yet when we declared our independence from England. You know, we were still colonies. We were different states, as it were. So they had to come together, those states, and decide that they no longer wanted to be ruled and so harshly influenced by the British government. Some countries have never needed to be independent from anybody. So instead of a Independence Day, they have a National Day. So countries like Russia and China, England, I guess, they all have like national days where they celebrate being a country, but they don't celebrate breaking away from some other country. So when did this start? When did this happen? When? Well, the year was 1776. And England had been taxing the colonies for tea and other luxury items at a very high rate. And the colonies finally had enough of a government that had nothing to do with their country taking money from them. And in the end, they decided they wanted to be their own government because the English government did not want to give them a say in what was happening in the United States or North America at that time. So the 13 colonies came together, they had a meeting, and they decided that they would officially break from England. And that eventually occurred on July 4th. They started this meeting before July 4th, and they drew up the document before then. Several changes had to get made to it so that all of the colonies would agree to it. It was a near unanimous vote. All of the colonies, except for New York, agreed to it. Although New York didn't disagree, they just didn't vote. They abstained from voting. So, because of that, that marked the beginning of the United States of America. Nowadays, we celebrate our Independence Day with friends and family. We will usually have some sort of outdoor event. Usually friends and family will come together and have a barbecue and cook up some hot dogs and hamburgers. Of course, that's not the only things people eat, but that's very common. Usually hot dogs and hamburgers aren't very expensive, and it's very easy to make a lot of those. So if you have a lot of friends and family over, it's not that expensive to do so. Unlike other holidays like Thanksgiving and Christmas, where you have a turkey and a bunch of other stuff like that, those kinds of meals can get kind of expensive. So on the 4th, try to keep it a little bit more simply, and just have people over, enjoy their company, and celebrate this country of ours. One thing that people do while at these barbecues is to set off fireworks. Many countries throughout the world use fireworks. I know many countries use the style of firework called the black cat. Basically, it just makes a lot of noise. Like you light it, fuse, and then it's like these tiny little sticks of dynamite. Really, that's what it comes down to. And then they pop. Or sometimes it's very loud. So fireworks come in all kinds of shapes and sizes and colors and sounds, and people like to shoot them off because they're fun, and there's a sense of danger because fireworks can be dangerous. So not everybody does fireworks. Fireworks can be hard on your animals, like your dogs and stuff. Fireworks can scare your dogs and cats and make them shake and be very upset. So people usually set off the fireworks for a week or so before the 4th of July, and then on the 4th of July, everybody just blows up the city with their fireworks. But you have to be careful because you can set fires and hurt yourself if you're not careful. So many people, instead of setting off their own fireworks, will watch fireworks displays. So like if your sports team, after their game, maybe they will shoot some fireworks, or maybe you have a park and then the city will come and they will shoot some fireworks off at the park for everybody. So it's very cool to see these fireworks displays because they have things there that most people can't afford and they cannot coordinate, and it would be dangerous to do it in some places. So, the government will do it because they are safer and they have the authority to be able to get a part of the city that they can use to shoot these things, and so that it won't catch anything on fire and whatever. So fireworks tends to be a very big important part of the 4th of July because it represents our fight for independence. It's when you have a war, you have shooting and stuff. It's a loud bang, so it kind of equates to a war for a fight. So it just represents the struggle and the fight that we went through to become an important country in the world.
Enjoy this short fireworks display.
guys, let's recap what we talked about today. We talked about the 4th of July, right? We talked about how many countries have Independence Days, like Brazil and Canada, and how even if a country doesn't have independence from another country, they oftentimes have a national day to celebrate their country. And so either way, whether it's a national day or an Independence Day, you're celebrating because you love your country and you appreciate the things your country does for you. Our independence started in 1776 when the 13 colonies came together and voted to separate from Great Britain, from England, from British control. And later on, we actually became the United States. But when we first declared our independence, we weren't actually the United States yet. And of course, nowadays, we celebrate by having barbecues with our friends and families, having some hot dogs and hamburgers and hanging out, enjoying each other's company and shooting off some fireworks, probably. And hopefully, everybody stays safe and everybody just has a good time celebrating their country. All right, your homework for today is to think about your National Day or Independence Day, depending on where you're located. I want you to write down at least 10 things about your celebration on that day. What are some of your traditions? Do you have a parade? Does the government, display its military? Do you have a meal with your friends and family? What do you do? So write down and describe at least 10 things about your National or Independence Day. And when you're done, share it with your classmates and see if what you do for that holiday is the same as what they do for that holiday. All right, guys, that's it for me today. You guys keep staying safe and having fun, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.